Hello, hello, and welcome to the vlog. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the vlogcast. My name is Michael Prince. I'm a real estate agent with Compass here in Philadelphia. Thanks so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about all things Philadelphia real estate and Fishtown specifically because that's where I live. But who knows what's going to come up. I'm just going to be interviewing some of the amazing people, some of the faces and names about town, and who knows what could come up. Um, on the show today, I'm very excited to have influencer Bran Flakes. He has got over 300,000 followers on TikTok and almost 20,000 followers on Instagram. His social media content is amazing. He's really funny and he's a super nice guy. So, without further ado, here is my interview with Brandon that took place at Middle Child Clubhouse just a few days ago. Hope you enjoy. All right, so we are here at Middle Child Clubhouse on Front and Thompson here in Fishtown, Old Kensington border. They have the best breakfast sandwiches in the city, definitely the neighborhood, if not the whole city. Want to say a special thanks to them for letting us use their private room here. And today my guest is Bran Flakes. What do I call you? Bran?
Yeah, Bran's good.
Mr. Flakes?
Mr. Flakes, whatever you want, honestly.
Your real name is?
Brandon.
Brandon, perfect, yeah. Right, of course. All right, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's tell people about your followership.
Yes. So I have 340,000 followers on TikTok and 18,000 followers on Instagram.
That is amazing. And so people can find you at
Bran_Flakes with 2 Z's on TikTok, Bran_Flakes with 2 Z's on Instagram.
Somebody already had the...
Yep, on TikTok, somebody already had the single.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's
whatever.
Wild. Awesome. So that's at BRAN_Flakes.
FLAKEZZ.
Right. And then single underscore on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah.
Got it. Awesome. All right. So tell me, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Abington, Pennsylvania, so in the suburbs of Philadelphia.
All right. And you moved to Philly when?
I went to school at Thomas Jefferson University East Falls campus, formerly known as Philly U, formerly known as Textile, formerly known as USA, or like one of the science schools, something. I went there for fashion merchandising. I was there from 2014 to 2018. And then I went to pursue a master's degree there as well. So I moved home for that. And then when that was wrapped up, I moved to Fishtown in November of 2020.
Awesome. All right. So what brought you to Fishtown?
Yeah, after COVID hit, I didn't want to move to New York. I kind of wanted to just stay in the city, and I got a job at Urban Outfitters corporate office. So I wanted to move to the city to be closer to where my office was. I was touring apartments in a few different neighborhoods, Old City, Northern Liberties, but the one that I found in Fishtown I really liked, and I loved this neighborhood when I came and toured. So that brought me here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You love it here in Fishtown?
I love it here in Fishtown.
Yeah. Do you see yourself staying like here kind of right on, or do you
yeah, I mean, I just renewed my lease. I definitely see myself staying here for the next probably 2 years at least. Yeah. Maybe further. We'll see where life takes me.
Gotcha. But so you were going to go to New York, but...
I thought about going to New York right before the pandemic hit. I thought about giving it a try while I was young. But once the pandemic hit, I was like, nah. And honestly, it's just so expensive. And Philly is very similar in my eyes to New York, but just for like a third of the cost.
Yeah, way cheaper. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. So how did you become... Well, I'm not even sure. What is an influencer? And then like, how did you become an influencer?
Yeah, so
was it by accident or
yeah, it was by accident. January of 2021, so almost 2 years ago. I downloaded TikTok, and I knew immediately that I didn't want to be what they call like a ghost account, where you like just watch videos but you don't make any of your own. I was like, oh, I kind of want to make some, but it was just like kind of a joke between me and my friends. Like I would post like just like funny drunk videos of me on there, never like really thinking anything of it, and then I had like a few that went like semi-viral, and then in June, like a bunch of them started popping off. And then by July 4th, I remember that date specifically, by July 4th of 2021, I had 10,000 followers. I was like, oh, like this is kind of cool. I didn't expect that. So it just kept going, but it wasn't like anything substantial. Like I wasn't making money yet. Like I was just kind of having fun with it. And then it started to amass. By the end of the summer, I had 80,000 followers. So in like 2 months, I gained 70,000 followers. It came really, really quickly. Um, and then by the end of 2021, I started making some money off it. I was getting some brand deals, working with some big brands like Amazon, Liquid IV. And it was a great side hustle. It was like an extra paycheck to have in addition to the paycheck I was getting from my corporate job. And then around April of this year, I had about like 240,000 followers. I was making a really decent income off of it, and I was really enjoying it. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to take a leap of faith, and I'm going to pursue this full time. I was like, I'll do it for the summer. If it doesn't work out by the end of summer, I'll apply to a different corporate job. I wasn't happy at my last job anyway, so I was like, I'm not going to lose anything from this. I had enough money saved up from doing TikTok and my job full time. But it ended up working out really well. I'm super successful. I've now up to 340,000 followers when I was able to just dedicate my time to this. It's been really, really great. And now I do it full time. I'm signed with a management agency. It's been great. Yeah.
That's wild. That was going to be my next question. Was like, do you have a day job? This is your main
This
thing.
is my main job. So it's weird. I tell people I work 24/7 and I don't work at all. That's how it is. It's like I'm always on the clock. I'm always like, this is work. Like everything I do, like if I leave and make a video, post anything, it's work. But because I love it so much and like I've made my content about my life, like that's my niche. It's just a lifestyle. Like it's just all about me, my friends, what I do on the weekends, everything. It's also not work. So it's weird. It's like I'm always on the clock, but never on the clock at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So it sounds a lot like real estate.
Yeah. I always tell people it's very similar to real estate. Like you're constantly working, but you also are in charge of your own schedule. So it's like you're your own boss at the same time. And, you know, you kind of are motivated by like the more houses you sell, the more money you make, the more brand deals I get, the more money I make. Like the more I do, the better I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So like always working and also never working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there like a goal or direction that you see? It kind of happened by accident, right?
Yeah.
And so now it's become your main job.
Yeah.
Do you have like a goal or direction involved with it?
You know, it's hard. A lot of people ask me this, but I feel like I didn't like really, really get super, super started until I signed with an agency, which was in late July. So I feel like I kind of just like I'm just getting in the rhythm of like, this is my job. This is what I have to do, whether that. But goal wise, like I just like want to keep people entertained. I want to make people laugh. For myself, like whether that stays through TikTok, that's fine. Or if it grows into a bigger medium, like eventually being on TV. I would love to either be like a star of a show or host a show. I think I would like to end up like on TV, like in some sort of capacity, one way or another.
So if Bravo called your...
Yeah, if Bravo called, I would answer.
Okay, cool. So what's signing with did the management company seek you out, or was it the other way around?
So I had worked with the agency on a brand deal before, and I really, really liked them. And they had let me know that they also offered management services. And I was like, great, like I'm not really looking for a manager at this point. I was still working a full-time corporate job. I was like, but if I ever change my mind, I'll let you know. Sure enough, I changed my mind and I met with someone that I thought was a great fit, and he's been great. And that's been it. Yeah.
Make introductions and suggestions and...
Yeah, exactly. He handles all my emails. Like he handles like, because when I was doing it on my own, like that gap between quitting my full-time job and then getting him, and there was 2 months where I was just doing this, and it was like having another full-time job between answering all the emails, reaching out to brands that you want to work with, like negotiating back and forth. It was a lot of work. I always told people, I was like, when I worked in corporate, if I had 13 emails, I have nothing to do that day.
Mm-hmm.
But when you work for yourself and you have 13 emails and they're all contracts and reading through a lot of legal documents and then having to answer and think of replies, it could take you all day. So I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So now he handles that and I strictly just make the content, which is great.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's sure that's a huge load off your mind.
Huge load off my shoulders. Yeah.
All right, well, let's bring it back to Fishtown, since we're here in Fishtown for a second. So what do you love about the neighborhood? What's like your favorite thing about Fishtown?
I love the people, I would say. Like I like walking on the street. Everyone's friendly. Everyone has like dogs. There's kids. It feels like I've never been to Williamsburg, but people have said it's kind of like a Williamsburg. I've never been, but I feel like through pictures and movies and stuff that seems very similar. I like that it's not in the city, but you're still in the city. Mm-hmm. I love the food here. I think the restaurants are great. It feels like a safe area and like on the rise.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been here for 15 years, and I mean, I live in OK Corral now. I live
Yeah.
in Old Kensington, but in the Fishtown area for 15 years, and it's astounding.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, there was like 2 places that you went. There was like 2 bars,
Yeah.
right? You know, it was like Johnny Brenda's was the cornerstone, and then there was like one other spot, and now they're just,
Yeah.
you know, well, there's more than 2 bars. There was 2 bars that
You would go to.
someone like me would go to.
Right.
Exactly. If you could change one thing about the neighborhood,
Well, I know that they focus on having local businesses only. Like I heard that there was supposed to be a Starbucks here, and they were like, "Nope, not a local family-owned business." Which part of me loves. I think that's really, really cool. But like, also, like, I would have loved a Starbucks across the street from my house. So maybe a little flexibility in that area. But I understand why. At the same time, like, it's kind of also what makes Fishtown Fishtown. I would really love a place where you could get wraps. I feel like that's the only thing that this place is missing. Like, I want like a good like sandwich place where I can get like a big hearty chicken Caesar wrap and fries, and I can't find one around here that does that.
that's funny. Yeah, because I was trying to think last night about all the different places that we have and what we're missing. Because we really are like I mean, South Philly can claim all the best Italian food, but we have such great restaurants here.
Yeah.
In Fishtown.
Yeah.
Fishtown Reps. Have you seen the TikTok about the guy who had like he wanted to open a place called like Yo Raps or something like that, or like where all the wraps were named after rappers?
Oh, that would have been sick.
Oh, it's genius.
Yeah.
It's genius. I told it. I actually
You
commented.
wanted to open it in Philly?
No, it was on it. It was a TikTok that I saw.
Oh, okay.
And I commented. I was like, if you don't have this trademarked, like, I'm coming for this idea.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a genius idea. You should look at. Everybody should look up that TikTok if they can find it. All right. So finally, what's your next big goal or project? Like, you've got the management now. You're up over 300,000, approaching 400,000 followers.
Yeah.
Is there a goal in mind?
There's really not. I think like I set mini goals. Like right now I'm kind of trying to focus on like switching gears a little bit in content. You know, when I first started the account, it was like first got momentum on the account, I should say. It was June 2021. The pandemic was just dipping down. Like the first like batch of vaccines were put through. We all thought they were going to work. I had just like I'd been living in Fishtown for 6 months, but I hadn't gotten to see it at its full capacity because everything was closed. So everything had opened. It was the summer. I was in an absolute party phase. Like I was 24 years old. I'd been in my job for a year. I had it locked down. I knew what I was doing. Everything had just opened up. The sun was shining. I was finally like experiencing life as living in the city. So all my content was just like me going out doing these crazy things. And I'm still like a party animal for sure, but now I kind of like want to change my content a little bit. You know, I've matured a lot. I've learned a lot in these past years. I'm in a relationship now. I grew up studying fashion and I worked in fashion. So I've been trying to make more videos about fashion, and like, I wanted to kind of not totally rebrand or anything, but add more dimensions. So I want to get my users more comfortable, like my followers, with that kind of content, not just always party content, and become like more well-rounded for sure. And just continuing to grow. Like I really do like how it would be in real estate or in any corporate job. Like you like to see numbers, you like to see do things. So for me, those numbers are followers. Like I like to see engagement. I like to see people respond to videos and like them. So I'd love to get up to 400,000 followers, get to 20,000 followers on Instagram, and continue to build up momentum. Because the bigger platform, like the more I can do, you know, I can raise awareness for things. I can, you know, be more of an advocate for certain communities. So I definitely want to continue to grow in that area.
Yeah, it's. I'm thinking about like the numbers you talked about from going like just from like 2021 to now here we are at the end of 2022. So call it 18 months, round it off. You've gone from 10,000 to almost 400,000. Like, that just blows my mind.
It's crazy, the momentum. But it's so hard when you're in this industry because like you constantly compare yourself to people.
Sure.
So like there's people that I see that have grown faster in that time. And I'm like, I'm not working as hard as them, or I'm not doing as well as they are. Like they got 600,000 followers in that time. Like I'm not popping off like they are. So it's comparison really is the thief of joy. So there's times where like, especially when the imposter syndrome just gets in, it's like, you're not doing enough. Like you're not as good as you think you are. Like you're not as impressive as everyone makes you out to be. Like they don't really realize like how much better you could be doing. There's always that voice inside of your head.
I'm always my own worst critic.
Yep, 100%. Toughest on myself.
You mentioned briefly some I don't want to say charities, but some causes, some things that you
Yeah.
specifically care about that you'd like to be able to use your platform
Yeah.
to elevate or to make a difference in.
Yeah.
You want to talk about any of that?
Yeah, I really have been connected with the William Way Center, which is an LGBTQ based charity in Philadelphia. So it's really great because it touches upon two communities that are dear to me, obviously the LGBTQ community and then also Philadelphia. I'd worked in the past with the Trevor Project, which is a national organization, which was amazing, but I felt like it would be really important to kind of hone in on what they focus on, but in the Philadelphia area. So recently I've been trying to do fundraisers. So when I first started this, I would do events and I would take the proceeds from the events because it was just another form of income. Now I'm in a steady enough place where I can actually just have these events and then take anything that I would have made and donate it instead. So I've had 2 events in the past 2 months that raised specific money for that charity. And I'm hoping to do another event in the future with them as well.
So anything booked at all right now?
Not right now. I've been slowing down a little bit. I've been really, really busy with content and brand partnerships. So my last big thing was my 300K party, which was a celebration honor of me hitting 300,000 followers. So that was in the beginning of October. I've kind of taken these next few months to just like focus on myself, but something will be up on the horizon soon.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, listen, Mr. Flakes, Brandon, I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to watching all your content on Instagram and TikTok. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much.